machine that turns ink and vinyl into $1,000 invoices. That's the pitch. Low overhead, high margins on paper and film that cost pennies. A business built on markups so obscene it should be illegal. It isn't illegal. It's just misunderstood. Because the machine everyone pictures, the one spitting out banners and business cards at 90% margin, is real. For about 6 hours a day. The rest of the time, it's an anchor. A very expensive, very specific anchor that depreciates whether it runs or not. Silent. Here's what actually eats a shop alive.
Bootstrapped Tier First, a used wide-format printer, a laptop with design software, a spare bedroom, or a 500-square-foot storefront. $15,000 to $35,000 gets you in. You are the designer, the salesman, the installer, and the janitor. Most owners at this level are pricing off vibes, not cost sheets, which means they're often making $4 an hour on their biggest jobs without knowing it. Mid-market next, a real production floor, a UV flatbed, a laser engraver, maybe a vinyl cutter and a laminator running in tandem. $200,000 to $600,000 in equipment and build-out. This tier lives or dies on one thing: recurring commercial accounts. Real estate offices that need yard signs every week. Construction firms that need site banners every job. One-off retail customers are a rounding error here. They're a distraction dressed up as revenue.
Institutional tier is a different animal entirely. Fleet graphics contracts, municipal wayfinding systems, national retail rollouts. The kind where one client needs 400 identical storefront installs across a dozen states. 7 figures in specialized equipment, a logistics team, and installation crews who work outside the shop as much as inside it. At this level, you're not selling prints. You're selling a supply chain that happens to end in ink. The real business isn't printing. It's substrate. Every insider in this industry will tell you the same thing. The printer is a loss leader. The margin lives in the material. A sheet of premium vinyl costs the shop $4. It goes out the door, laminated and mounted, for $60. That gap, what the trade calls the click cost versus the sell price, is where the entire profit model hides. Click cost is the per square foot expense of ink, substrate, and machine wear on any given job. Sell price is theater. The second insider term is dwell time, how long a machine actually spends producing versus sitting idle between jobs, recalibrating, or waiting on proofs. Most shops report dwell time efficiency under 50%, meaning half the day that 6-figure printer is furniture. Here's the part that breaks standard business logic. The shops making real money aren't the ones with the best printers. They're the ones with the smallest print rooms and the biggest install crews. Hanging the sign, wrapping the truck, mounting the banner on a building 40 feet up, that's where the second markup lives, layered on top of the first. The object is almost incidental. The labor to place it is the actual product. Behind that wall is the real operation, a production floor engineered for one thing: minimizing changeover time between jobs, because changeover is where money evaporates. Every minute spent swapping media rolls or recalibrating color is a minute that machine isn't earning back its own price tag. And underneath all of it sits the liability nobody puts on the brochure: solvent ink fumes, laminate off-gassing. Ventilation systems that cost more to properly install than the printer itself and get skipped by owners who don't know better until an inspector shows up. The hidden cost of this business isn't the equipment. It's the air. Now, the wreckage. Case 1. Capital structure. A regional sign company in the mid-2000s expanded aggressively, financing 4 new UV flatbed printers on equipment loans stacked on top of a real estate lease for a larger facility. The debt service alone required near constant 6-figure monthly production just to break even. When the 2008 downturn hit and commercial construction, their core client base, froze, the revenue collapsed while the loan payments didn't.
The company folded within 18 months. Machines auctioned for a fraction of their finance value. Case 2. And this one's about mismatch, not money. A shop chain built its whole model around big box in-store signage, assuming that category was permanent. It wasn't. Digital in-store displays and centralized corporate print contracts gutted the demand almost overnight. Retailers stopped ordering local physical signage and started managing it from a national vendor instead. The chain had the equipment and the staff. It just didn't have customers left to sell to. Slow bleed, not a crash, but the ending was the same. So here's the equation. Revenue minus click cost minus dwell time waste minus install labor equals whatever's left for you. Realistic net margins in this business run 12 to 18% for a well-run shop, and that's before a bad debt cycle or a client concentration problem shows up. FedEx Office understood this before most independents did. It stopped thinking of itself as a printing company and started thinking of itself as a same-day fulfillment network that happens to own printers. That reframe is the entire industry in one sentence. The print shop was never the business. The business was always the 20 minutes it takes to convince someone their sign is worth $60 a square foot.